Start booking the cheapest flight to nowhere. You're scrolling through a flight tracker at 2 a.m., not looking for anything specific, just looking. And then you see it, a price so absurd it can't be real. $47, round trip. From your city to somewhere you've never heard of. Your finger hovers over the buy button. Most people close the tab. You don't. This is how the best trips start, not with a destination in mind, but with a price that breaks the logic of how travel is supposed to work. The algorithm has glitched. The airline has made a mistake. Or you've stumbled into a secret the travel industry doesn't want you to know. Sometimes the cheapest flight isn't the worst option. It's the only honest one. Here's what happens when you commit to this. You're not booking a flight to a place you want to go. You're booking a flight to wherever the market has abandoned. These aren't tourist destinations. They're not on the Instagram feeds of travel influencers. They're correction zones, places where supply dramatically exceeds demand, where airlines need bodies and seats so desperately they'll practically pay you to show up. When you book one of these flights, you're not a tourist. You're an arbitrage opportunity. The mechanics are real. Airlines use dynamic pricing that operates on principles most people never see. They're not trying to maximize revenue on every flight. That's amateur thinking. They're managing a network. A flight to a major hub might be expensive because the seat has alternative value. It could deadhead to another route. It could position crew. It could serve 3 different markets. But a flight to a mid-size regional city with no connection value? That seat is just dead weight if it stays empty. So the price collapses. And it collapses fast. You find yourself booking a 6 a.m. departure to a place you Google for the first time in the airport security line. Population, 127,000. Known for, you're not sure. Regional hub for agriculture, apparently. You have no hotel, no plan. This is intentional, because the moment you plan, you've already poisoned the experience. Planning is what kills travel. Planning is admitting you're afraid of what might actually be there. The flight itself is the first tell. You're on a regional jet with maybe 80 seats. The kind of plane that feels like it was assembled by engineers who'd never actually flown before. Every rivet audible. Every gust of wind a personal attack. But here's what's interesting. You're not the only one. There's an older couple in row 3 who clearly have done this before. They have the relaxed posture of people comfortable with the arbitrary. Behind you, 2 businessmen in the uniform of sales reps who have been to 200 cities and remember none of them. And then there's the family. Young kids. The parents have that look of people who made a decision at midnight and haven't questioned it since. You land. The terminal is small enough that you can see the entire security checkpoint from the baggage claim. 1 TSA agent. 1. The airport is so quiet you can hear the conveyor belt of the baggage system. This is the moment where most people feel dread, where they scroll through their phone looking for flights home. But something shifts when you step outside. The air is different. Not better, just different. And different is what you paid $47 for. You take a taxi. There's no Uber here, which is information in itself. The driver asks where you're going, and when you say, "I don't know," he doesn't laugh. He's heard this before. He drives you to the downtown area, and what you find is not charming. It's not quaint. It's not undiscovered. It's just actual. A main street with businesses that exist because people who live here need them. A hardware store, a diner, a barber shop, no artisanal coffee, no farm-to-table concept, just the architecture of routine. But then something happens that doesn't appear in travel guides. You sit in the diner, you order coffee, and the person next to you starts talking to you. Not because you're a tourist. You're not interesting enough to warrant that. But because you're a person sitting in a diner. And in cities where travel influencers have not yet colonized social space, this still happens. You learn about the town from someone who actually lives there. Not the highlight reel. The texture. The history. The reason the old theater on Main Street is boarded up. The reason there's new construction 3 blocks over. The fact that everyone's kids left for the coasts, but they stayed, and they're not bitter about it exactly, but the resignation is there. This is the hidden cost of the cheap flight. You don't get the Instagram moment. You get something more complicated. You get the real place, which is boring and sometimes sad and never filtered. And you're forced to confront what you actually want from travel. Do you want to collect moments? Or do you want to understand something? By day 2, you've explored everywhere there is to explore. The downtown takes 4 hours on foot. The museum has 7 rooms. The park is nice. You've eaten at both restaurants worth eating at. And now you have time. Time is what you never have in planned trips. Time is what creates memory. You sit in a coffee shop that's mediocre and you write. Or you read. Or you just watch people. And the people are doing normal things. Going to work. Running errands. Existing without an audience. Here's what the travel industry doesn't want you to know. Tourism has become a product you consume, not a place you visit. The entire infrastructure is designed to deliver you an experience that has been optimized and packaged and monetized into something safe enough for everyone, but sharp enough for no one. The Instagram moment is the endpoint. It's designed to be consumable in 6 seconds, which means it's been stripped of anything complex or contradictory or real. When you fly to nowhere for $47, you've accidentally stepped outside this system. You've broken the algorithm. And here's the dark part. The algorithm knows this. The price isn't a glitch. It's a boundary. It's the system saying, we don't care if you go here, and that freedom is worth more than the price suggests. But, and this matters, that freedom has a cost too. Because once you understand how this works, once you've flown to the cheap places, once you've experienced the non-optimized version of travel, you can't fully enjoy the Instagram moments anymore. You'll always know what's being hidden. You'll always see the machinery. You'll be standing in front of some beautiful vista, and you'll think about the 500 people who stood in the same spot that day, and you'll wonder if you're having an experience or consuming one. The real trap of the cheap flight isn't that you'll hate where you go. It's that you'll love it too much. You'll start doing this every month. You'll become the person who flies to mid-sized cities everyone's forgotten. You'll accumulate passport stamps that mean nothing to anyone but you. You'll have stories nobody wants to hear because they don't fit into the travel narrative people recognize. And you'll realize that you've become addicted to a kind of travel that the rest of the world has already decided doesn't matter. On your last night, you sit in that mediocre coffee shop again. You're exhausted in the way you're only supposed to be on the last day of a real vacation, not an accidental one. You check the flight tracker one more time, almost out of habit. And there it is. Another price that shouldn't exist. Another city you've never heard of. Your finger hovers over the buy button. Again. Some addictions feel like freedom until they're not. Click the link in the description below to get more insights into all kind of travel hacks today.